Welcome back to Good Day State Line. We are doing our best to kick off the new year with healthier habits, but you know what? Having an expert giving us tips totally helps. Fitness and wellness expert Jamie Hess is giving us those tips this morning. Hi, Jamie.
Hello there.
We cannot wait to hear all of these great tips. So let's start with meal planning. What are you going to tell us?
Yeah, let's jump right in because I always start off with nutrition, right? Everything else is kind of built around that. And when I think meal planning, I always just want to preface this with, it doesn't have to be that complicated. It just starts with having the right things accessible at your fingertips, keeping the bad stuff out of the pantry. So I always say this too, don't drink your calories. Not so unnecessary, right? There's better places to spend those calories, especially when there's so many better for you options. So one of my favorite out there right now is something called Zevia. So that's with a Z. And this is a 0 calorie, 0 sugar line of beverages. They have things like soda, energy drinks, teas, and even a sparkling kids line, which I know my little boys love. But just really great, free of artificial ingredients, colors, preservatives. And you don't have to compromise on taste or sweetness if you are trying to be mindful of those calories. So this is going to be sweetened with stevia. So that means it will never raise your blood sugar, which is very important if you are on a low sugar diet or perhaps a doctor recommended low sugar diet. And I got to say, this stuff saved my butt when I was pregnant. I was nauseous. I had the morning sickness, and I discovered their ginger ale back then when I was looking for a better for you option in the ginger ale space, and I've been a fan ever since. Now, their energy drink is really one of my go-tos before I work out or when I need an afternoon pick-me-up. So you can learn more about this great product line at Zevia.com and find store locators.
I love that so much. You're so right. Just having it on hand, having it in the fridge, that's going to make it easier so you can stock your fridge with those drinks and make healthier choices. What do you want to tell us this morning about family nutrition?
Well, let's talk about immune boosting, right? Because that's when we think about families or just really anybody, it's the top of mind thing for us all after the year we've all been through. In fact, Google Trends actually showed us that immune boosting was one of the most highly searched terms on the web, and you can imagine why, right? So B&U is a product line that's hot on my radar. That's BEE, like a bee that buzzes. And that's called that because it's actually a product line derived from bees. So you can see here we have something, a water-soluble drops. I put those in my juice. We have a throat spray, also some tablets. So many easy ways to take it. But what makes the whole line so great is that it contains something called propolis. Now, that is something that the bees get from the trees to protect their bee colony from things like fungi, bacteria, parasites, all sorts of bad things. And guess what? It works the same on humans. So they were able to take this great element out and package it up for us and give it to us. It's super high in antioxidants. It's great for immune boosting. And that is something we could all use going into cold and flu season. So it's also 100% natural. Can't beat that. You can learn more about them on their website at BNU.com.
Well, that's so cool. I've never heard of stuff like that made from bees. So that's really, really awesome. Tell us, what do you got? A lot of us making New Year's resolutions to be more active, for fitness. What kind of tips do you have for us?
Well, first of all, I'd say throw out the word resolutions. I know it's got a cliche, but it really is true, right? Because don't try to do it all at once and then fail and then, be disheartened. It's just about daily actionable steps, right? So sustainable, maintainable. For me, you don't have to be a fitness pro by tomorrow, okay? It's not going to happen. Don't wait till you get the spin bike. Don't wait till you get the treadmill. Just start with 30 minutes of mindful movement a day. And my biggest tip, put it in your calendar. Make it an appointment with yourself, and then anchor the rest of your daily schedule around that and make it a non-negotiable, right? I always say that. It should be a non-negotiable in your day. You will feel better. And I always say that it shouldn't just be about weight loss. It really should be about mental wellness. In fact, people who have a physical activity program in their life, some sort of mindful movement, have a 30% decreased risk of dealing with depression, which is something so many dealt with in 2020.
We know you have so many tips on Instagram and all over the place. Where can we find you so we can follow you?
Yeah, I'm NYC Fit Fam, like a fit family on Instagram.
Thank you so much for spending some time with us this morning, Jamie.
Thanks for having me.
We have so much more for you this morning as well, including some local birthdays. We're celebrating our next Fan of the Week, and you've always wanted to know if Vanna White's ever worn the same dress twice on Wheel of Fortune. You'll find out next on Good Day State Line.